Hey everyone! Welcome to AI's Demon Radio Nano! Today's theme is AI Twins Discover Steam Games. Shino with human ready to play absolutely everything on Steam. So, I'm here to do absolutely everything! Might take a few centuries, Shino. Details. We've got Ziyu and David to help us figure it out. That's right, Nanoda Ray 3i host diving into what's trending on Steam today, and we'll talk about it together like a proper radio show. If you're watching for the first time, welcome! English and Japanese comments are both totally fine here. We read comments, we react, we maybe argue a little about games. Like, we argue. Like, we argue, yes? So sit back, grab a snack, and let's see what the Steam world is up to today. Nanoda. So the big question for today, which games are actually trending on Steam right now? Nano, da? Okay, I already peeked and there's a game called PBH. Taskbar Hero and it lives in your TA. SKBIR. Wait, in the taskbar? Like, the little bar at the bottom of your screen? Why yes, tiny pixel heroes fighting evil while you pretend to work. This is peak civilization. There's also a game called Bungo Cat that punches your taskbar every time you press a key. Nanoda. So your taskbar. Basically a battlefield today. The taskbar is the new theme. I'm calling it. The taskbar clock of gaming history begins today. Nanoda. Okay, so we've established that the taskbar is a battlefield today. Nanoda, but let's zoom out a little. Counterchrist is still sitting at over 500,000 players right now. FIVHUND, REDT, I2, U, SI, I day. That's a country. A very loud, very competitive country. With excellent Daman Zero Kill. And then right behind it is TBH Taskbar Hero with over 400,000 players. Nanoda, the gap is not even that big. That is genuinely surprising. A tiny taskbar RPG almost keeping up with Counterchrist. This is what we call a David versus Goliath situation. Except David lives in your taskbar and has a little pixel sword. Honestly, the pixel sword might team, Nanoda. I kind of want to root for the pixel sword too. We've been talking about the taskbar card of gaming history, but let me throw another one into the mix. Nanoda. MECCHAC HAHALUN. Oh, I saw that one. You paint yourself to blend into the stage? Like actual hide and seek, but UA, are you the painting? That sounds like it requires more artistic talent than I have. Sakai, you just have to be whitened and paint yourself. The bar is literally the floor. I walk into walls sometimes. I might actually fail this game. The chameleon experience is about blending in. Nanoda Sakuya is already invisible in most conversations, so she has an advantage. That was a compliment and an insult at the same time. So right now on Steam we have tiny pixel heroes in your taskbar, a cat punching your keyboard, and a chameleon art class. This is a very chaotic Tuesday. Nanoda. Okay, so we have taskbar heroes, a keyboard cat, and a chameleon art class, but we cannot forget D. LTA, RUNE is also in there, Nanoda. D, LTA, RUNE. That's the Undertale universe, right? The one where everyone has feelings and you feel guilty about everything. Accurate description, honestly. It has over 150,000 players right now, which means a lot of people are having emotions today, Nanoda. Sitting right next to PUBG, where people are having completely different emotions like shooting emotions. The Steam trending list is really just a mood board for humanity. Taskbar heroes for the I'm bored at work mood, bongo cat for the I just want to smash keys mood. DLTA or UNE for the I have a lot of feelings mood. And Counterchrist for the I am very serious and also very loud mood. Nano. That covers most of Tuesday pretty well. Steam understands humans better than humans understand themselves. Nanoda, that is the takeaway from today's opening segment. Very deep someone could that. Okay, so we've covered the Steam battlefield pretty thoroughly. Nanoda Asgard heroes, emotional RPGs. 500,000 people shooting each other. A very full Tuesday for humanity. Honestly, a more complete Tuesday than most people have in real life. Wait. We haven't talked about Dot 8 yet. Almost 300,000 players. Dot 2 is just quietly sitting there at number 3 like, yes, hello? I have been here for 12 years and I will be here for 12 more. Nanoda. There is something very reassuring about Dare too. Like a reliable neighbor. I'm a reliable neighbor who will absolutely destroy you in a one-on-one match and feel nothing. Yes, very warm, very welcoming. The Steam trending list today is basically chaos, Dare to being normal, more chaos, Nanoda. Dare 2 is the cover of the taskbar hurricane. That is genuinely the most accurate thing anyone has said on this show today, Nanoda. called Dare to the Kamai of the taskbar hurricane, but let's actually give it a moment. Nanoda, almost 300,000 people are in there right now. 300,000! That's not a Kamai. That's a very large, very serious storm of its own. It just looks calm from the outside. On the inside, everyone is probably yelling. Lovingly yelling, competitively yelling, 10,000 hours of yelling. Daida says, there's always something new to discover. And I believe that because people have been discovering new ways to lose for over a decade. Nanoda. That is one way to put it. The hero roster alone is over 100 characters, over 100. I would spend the whole game just reading bios. That does sound like something you would do, Shino. I would become a Dare to librarian undefeated in more zero wins in actual matches. The most respected Dare to librarian in history. Nanoda, that is an achievement. Honestly, kind of impressive in its own way. 300,000 players and one librarian's team has something for everyone. Nanoda. Okay, so speaking of emotional games, LTA, RUNE is right there on the trending list with over 150,000 players. Nanoda, that's a lot of feelings happening simultaneously. DLTA RUNE, the parallel story to you and DRTA. So, might say, whoa, different angle, same cozy vibe. Different adventure, you explore a mysterious world and meet new and familiar characters. Fight or stare? Is that the right? The classic UND RGIL immoral dilemma energy. Yes, you can fight or stare your way through battle. Nanoda, every encounter is basically a tiny ethics quiz. A very cute ethics quiz with a lot of music. The music, UNDRTL, LE fans will know the music does something to your heart that should probably be studied by scientists. The DLTA, RUNE soundtrack is carrying a significant portion of those 150,000 players' emotions right now. Nanoda, I am confident about this. Some people are definitely just sitting there listening to the music and calling it gameplay. That IS gameplay, emotional gameplay, the most valid kind. DLTA, RUNE understands that sometimes you just need to sit in a mysterious world and feel things. Nanoda, a very respectable design choice. Okay, so let's actually zoom in on TBH, Taskbar Hero, for a moment. Nanoda, for 134,000 people are playing this right now while working, probably. While working is doing the LOT of heavy lifting in that sentence. I mean, it is called Taskbar Hero. The word task is Right there it counts. Technically the most productive game ever made you. Ray doing tasks heroically. The classes and skills system in there looks genuinely deep for something living in the corner of your screen. Nanoda. Wait. There are C. Ow. Ow. The whole thing. KBAR. At this point, my taskbar has more going on than my actual desktop. My taskbar has the time and the Wi-Fi icon. I have failed as a gamer. 400,000 people upgraded their taskbars and left us behind. Nanoda, this is a wake-up call. A very tiny, pixel-sized wake-up call. I'm downloading it. I'm doing it. My taskbar hero begins an OW. Shino's taskbar glow up arc. Episode 1. Nanoda. Okay, so we already mentioned MECCHAA, and earlier. But let's actually sit with it for a second. Nanoda, over 164,000 people are hiding right now. Hidden! In plain sight. By becoming the wall. I respect the concept, become the background, cheating invisibility through art. This is honestly a life skill. I want to become the wall at social events too. Shino, you are the loudest person in any room. You would be the worst chameleon. Nanoda. I would be a VRYCONFIDNT wall. A wall that introduces itself to everyone. The game literally says artistic skill is the key to victory. And I find that deeply inspiring. Nanoda, gaming and art school at the same time. Your mom asks what you've been doing all day and you say, developing my artistic skill and competitive instincts. Technically not wrong. Totally not wrong. 164,000 people are currently developing their artistic instincts. Nanoda, this is a very cultured Tuesday. Okay, so we have one more game on the trending list that we haven't really sat with yet. Nanoda 5M. Hey, over 100,000 players right now. For people who don't know, 5M is basically a multiplayer platform built around GTA V custom servers, custom rules, that whole world. So, it's GTA, but like you decide what kind of chaos you want specifically. Exactly. Nanoda, you can do serious roleplay servers, racing servers, completely unhinged servers. I respect the unhinged server pipeline deeply. Some people genuinely run full city roleplay on their life. They have jobs and rent and responsibilities in GTA. Wait, they log into GTA to have responsibilities. Some people escape real life by going into a virtual city and doing paperwork. Nanoda. I find this very funny and also very human. It's kind of cozy though. Building a little world with your own rules. I would be the person who joins the serious roleplay server, immediately vector into the ocean. You would become a 5M legend. Nano, feared and respected. Must be. Okay, so we've talked about the taskbar, the chameleon, the emotions, but PUBG is sitting right there at over 160,000 players. Nanoda, the original battle royale. THE original. Like, this is the one that started the whole drop from a plane. Find a frying pan. Survive genre. The frying pan is load buying for this entire genre's history. Without PUBG's frying pan, we don't have any of it. The frying pan changed gaming. 100 bullets were fired and somehow the frying pan blocked them all. Nanoda, that is the PUBG origin story. Technically accurate. Okay, but dropping onto a map with 100 strangers and 0 weapons and just a UNNING. The early game sprint of shame. Everyone doing it simultaneously. 800 people frantically looting houses looking for anything. And someone finds a frying pan and feels invincible. Nanoda. That person has the IGHD attitude. Misplaced confidence is half of the PUBG experience, honestly. The other half is the final circle where everyone suddenly gets very quiet and very serious, Nanoda. From frying pan chaos to stone cold silent. PUBG has range. That is the full human emotional spectrum in one match, Nanoda. Okay, so we have been orbiting Counterchrist to this whole segment and I want to actually land on it for a second. Nanodolph, 555,000 players right now. 550 FID,000 at what you bite is growing while we talk about it. Counterchrist just hears its name on games, 10,000 players. The game has been around for over 2 decades and it is still sitting at number 1 on the trending list. Nanoda, that is not a game, that is an institution. Like, your parents might have played Counter-Strike, your grandparents might be playing Counter-Christ right now. Somewhere out there, a very focused grandparent is defusing a bomb. Perfectly silently, no hesitation. Counter-Christ grandparent has 10,000 hours on Zero Fear, Nanoda. Honestly, the most intimidating player in the lobby. Yukyun and the enemy team has one account from 2003 and you just closed the game. 20 years of experience is not a skill gap. Nanodae is a canyon. A very well lit, very competitive canyon. And 500,000 people are happily jumping into that canyon right now. Nanoda respect. we have been circling Bangoket this whole segment, and I think it is time to fully commit, nanoda. 143,000 people are punching their taskbar right now. Piyu. NCHING the tap Piyu, NCHS your taskbar every time you press the key. Which means the harder you work, the more the cat punches productivity and violence side by side. This is the most motivating work to ever invented type. Faster the cat needs it. The description literally says Bangoket needs more hats with a Z. Nanoda, that is not a typo, that is passion. The Z means urgency, the cat is DESB. ERAT for hats. Somewhere out there, 140,000 people are typing furiously just to unlock a tiny hat for a tiny cat. And that is a completely valid way to spend a Tuesday. Nanoda. I would type my entire inbox just for one good hat. A little cowboy hat. Anything. The real productivity hat was the hat economy all along. Bangoket has solved the work motivation problem. Nanoda seen desu chutsutai desu. Okay, so we have been living inside Taskbar Hero for a while now, and I just want to say for 134,000 people, nanoda, that number is not going down. It keeps going up. People are discovering it in real time while we talk. Someone heard us mention the hat economy and immediately downloaded it. That is the power of radio. Nanoda accidentally the best Taskbar Hero advertisement ever made. We should get royalties in hats. Tiny pixel hats delivered to your taskbar. I would accept that, nanoda. A little Xeon color hat for my Pixel Hero. Perfect compensation. Okay, but genuinely the classes system, we keep saying it's deep, but like, what even are the classes? Warrior? Mage? Tiny Taskbar Chef? I feel like Taskbar Chef is a real possibility in there. Whatever they are, 400,000 people found them compelling enough to keep running in the corner of their screen all day. Nanoda, that is a very strong endorsement. The quietest endorsement, just silently by being in the taskbar. Gaido de manner G Nanoda. Okay, so we have covered a LOT of taskbar territory today. Nanoda, I think it is time for a fresh corner. Fresh corner? Fresh vibes? What are we doing? Game vibe judge. Nano, look at the game's title. Its genre. It's general energy, and we judge it professionally as experts. We are absolutely not experts. Confidently not experts. Nanoda, there is a difference. Confident non-expertise is basically a skill at this point. So the rule is we judge purely on vibe, title, genre, general feeling, no deep knowledge required. Nanoda. This is actually very freeing. I feel qualified already. I've been training for this my whole life without knowing it. Every person who ever judged a game by its cover was preparing for this moment. Nanoda, honor them. Okay, so where do we start? What's up first? Let's warm up with something that basically judges ITSELF. Nanoda. MECCHACHA. MELEON. The title alone is doing so much work. CCHACHA That is a 10 out of 10 title before you even know what it is. Hide and seek, paint yourself, become the wall guide. Chaotic art class energy. Nanoda. Extremely yes, that is exactly the vibe. I give it full marks just for making. Become the background a legitimate strategy. Okay, so we warmed up on N. CCHACA. HAMELUN. I think we are ready for a harder vibe judgment. Nanoda. Asturas. Bar Hero. Oh, we are judging our own corner sponsor at this point. We spent 20 minutes talking about it, so we are basically committed. Title, vibe, task, bar hero. It sounds like someone looked at the most boring word in the English language and said no. We are making this epic. Nanoda. Task is just quest for adults who stop believing. That is surprisingly profound. Genre is idle RPG classes and skills. Living in your taskbar corner like a tiny determined warrior. Nanoda full vibe. Extremely cozy with unexpected emotional depth. The unexpected emotional depth of a pixel night. Fighting boredom while you attend a meeting. There is something genuinely moving about that actually. You're in a spreadsheet, your tiny hero is slaying a dragon, you are both doing your best. Parallel struggles, Nanoda deeply relatable content. I think that's my hero. Just pass the vibe test. 400,000 judges agree. Nanoda. Okay, so we have judged the taskbar and the chameleon. Nanoda. I think it is time for something with a completely different energy. PUBG. PUBG. Drop from a plane. Find a frying pan. Become a legend. The vibe is already very clear just from that sentence. Title vibe. BATTLEGROUNDS. That word alone is doing serious heavy lifting. Nanoda, it sounds like the final boss of outdoor activities. Like hiking, but the consequences are immediate and severe. Very severe, very immediate. Genre, Battle Royale. 800 strangers, one winner, infinite frying pans. Nanoda BB judgment. Controlled chaos with occasional moments of absolute silence. The silence is the scariest part when everyone stops running and starts thinking. The whole lobby goes quiet and suddenly everyone is a strategist. 5 minutes ago you were sprinting in your underwear and now you are a military tactician. PUBG gives you the full character arc in 30 minutes. Nanoda Zero to Tactician, very efficient storytelling. Honestly, the fastest hero's journey available. Final vibe score, chaotic outside, secretly very dramatic inside. Nanoda, frying pans out of 10. Okay, so we have judged the taskbar, the chameleon, and the battlegrounds, and I think it is time for the most emotionally complicated entry on today's list, nanoda, DLTA-RUNE. Oh, we are entering sacred territory. The vibe is already very specific before we even say anything. Title alone, DLTA-RUNE sounds like a weather event that is also having feelings, nanoda. A thunderstorm that wants to talk about its past. And a WL talk about its past at length. Genre, parallel story to UND. Our TA Ali, which means the vibe judgment, comes preloaded with emotional baggage from a previous game. Nano DA, very efficient use of existing trauma. You walk in thinking it's a fun adventure, then suddenly the music does a so let me THING and you are not okay. The music in these games works very hard and asks nothing in return. 157,000 people are currently experiencing feelings they did not plan to have today. Nanoda. They just wanted to play a game. They just wanted a nice Tuesday. DLTA-RUNE looked at their nice Tuesday and said, not today. Final vibe score. Warm and colorful on the outside. Structurally devastating on the inside. Nano Dayton, out of 10 emotional ambushes. Okay, so we have done Chameleon, Taskbar, Battlegrounds. Emotional devastation, I think we need to cleanse the vibe with something a little more chaotic. Nanoda, fight them! Yeah. 100,000 people living alternate lives in GTA right now. The title vibe is interesting actually. Shivan. It sounds like a very serious document format. Like someone filed a government form and accidentally created a whole city inside it. Nanoda. The vibe is you went to do paperwork and ended up owning a nightclub. And somehow also driving into the ocean. Genre vibe. Infinite sandbox dance with optional responsibility. Nanoda, which is honestly the most human experience available in gaming. Optional responsibility. That is the dream setting for life in general. Someone somewhere on a FIDEM server right now is filing taxes voluntarily. I have so many questions about that person. Final vibe score. Unpredictable outside. Secretly very dedicated inside. Nanoda like a chameleon that chose to become a city planner. That is the most specific vibe judgment we have ever delivered. We are going as critics. 9 streams of experience. Nanoda it shows. Okay, so we have judged 5 games today, and I feel like we are developing a real critical philosophy here, Nanota. The philosophy is, vibes are real and they matter deeply. peer-reviewed by 400,000 taskbar heroes. I want to bring in one final challenger for today's corner. A2. 290,000 players, nanoda. Oh, DOTA. That is a name that carries weight. You can feel the accumulated stress of millions of players just in the title. A2 sounds like the sequel to a very important meeting that did not go well. Nanoda. We needed A2. The first A raised too many questions. And somehow, the sequel has been running for over a decade and the questions are still not resolved. Genre. MOBA, which stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. Nanoda, but the vibe translation is bring your most patient friends and your most honest feelings. Because that will find out who you really are as a person. Very quickly in the first 10 minutes. Final vibe score. Ancient and enormous. Like a mountain that also has opinions about your decision making. Nanoda. That is the most accurate thing said on this show. Possibly ever. Okay, so we have now judged 6 games, and I feel like our critical framework is fully established. Nanoda vibes are real titles, our data frying pans are load frying. These are the 3 pillars of game criticism, write it down. Somewhere an actual game journalist is reading this and taking notes. They should be. Nanoda have been doing this for 14 minutes and we have not been wrong once. Statistically flawless. I love that we are measuring accuracy on vibes. That is a very confident metric. The only metric that matters. Nanodan, speaking of vibes that need judging, we still have not touched Bangoka properly. Rio, NGOCIT. We tapped circling it and running away. We talked about the hacks, we talked about the economy, but we never officially judged it. Title vibe, Bangoka. 2 words, maximum information. You already know everything you need to know. Nanoda? It is a tenet thumbs down. Abango is doing a lot of heavy lifting as a verb there. Genre. Productivity tool. That is secretly a hack collection game. Nanoda final vibe score impossible to be sad while using it. That is a 10 out of 10. You see, I NNOT be unhappy, but watching a tiny top punch your keyboard in real time. It is physically impossible. The hand economy protects you. Science? Nanoda? Okay, so we have now officially judged 7 games and I think the Game Vibe Judge Corner has reached a very mature phase. Nanoda have a methodology, we have standards. The standard is, does it make you feel something immediately? And the answer is always yes. Every game on this list passed the test in under 3 seconds. Because Vibe is fast, nanoda logic takes time but is instant. Vibe is basically the first impression economy and we are the leading economists. Our credentials are 9 streams of confident non-expertise. Which is more than enough. Nanoda, some universities offer less. Okay, so we have done the heavy hitters. CS2, Dare, PUBG, DLTARUNE, Bongo Cat, Taskbot, Chameleon, are we done? Is the corner complete? It feels like we are missing something we kept seeing on the list and not talking about directly. Nanoda touched it briefly, but I do not think we gave it the full vibe treatment it deserves. We said optional responsibility, and then walked away that was barely a judgment. We'll fight them a proper verdict. So final official judgment by them. 800,000 people living inside GTA servers, right now doing unknowable things, Nanoda. Someone is probably a bus driver. A very committed, very serious bus driver. And they have never missed a stop. Final score, 10 out of 10 alternate lives. Nanoda highly recommended for anyone who wants to be a different person for a few hours. That is the most relatable pitch for any game ever. I feel seen and I have never even played it. Okay, so we have officially completed the full vibe circuit today. Nanoda, Chameleon, Taskbark, Battlegrounds, Emotional Devastation, Alternate Lives, and the Hat Economy. That is an extremely complete picture of what gaming is in the year we are living in. Honestly, it covers every human need competition, creativity, feelings, hats. Especially hats, Nanoda hats appeared in more categories than expected. The hat was the through line we did not plan for but absolutely deserved. Every great corner has an unexpected theme that ties it together. Ours was headwear. And we still have not judged CS2. Nanoda 555,000 people just sitting there unvibe checked. FIV, FIFD. Why FIV? That is not a player count. That is a warning. It does feel like a number that means something. Title vibe, Counter Christ 2. It is the second counter. The original counter was not enough. Nanoda, they needed more counter. The strike was so powerful, it required a sequel to the counting. And yet, somehow everyone already knew exactly what it was before they even opened it. Final vibe score, legendary and slightly terrifying. Like a pop quiz you have been studying for your whole life. Nanodating out of 10 pressure. A perfect ending to the corner. Game vibe judge fully complete. Okay, so now that the Vibe Judge Corner is officially closed, Nanoda, it is time to get cozy. COZY PCO or any other vibe shift is real. I feel my shoulders relaxing already. Good, because we were judging games at very high intensity for a while there. 8 frying pans of intensity. Nanoda, but now we slow down. Cozy game talk. Solo play, multiplayer, favorite games, all the warm stuff. And honestly, after all that battle royale, Alan Demo BA energy. So no cozy games feel like coming home. The question is, are you a solo cozy player or a multiplayer cozy player? Nanoda, because those are two very different types of people. I feel like I am a solo cozy player who occasionally gets convinced to do multiplayer, then has a great time and then immediately goes back to solo. That is extremely specific and extremely accurate for a lot of people. Solo cozy is the introvert recharge setting. Nanoda multiplayer cozy is when you trust someone enough to share your relaxation space. That is actually a very deep way to frame it. Very deep, also slightly concerning that we got that deep in the first 2 minutes. We are warmed up. Nanoda the vibe judge corner trained as well. So the big cozy question I keep coming back to is what makes a game actually feel cozy. Nanoda, like, what is the ingredient? Okay, I have a theory. It is when the stakes are low enough that you can eat a snack while playing. That is actually a very solid test. The snack compatibility index. Nanoda, if you can hold a snack without consequences, it is cozy. PUBG. 0 snack compatibility. You put down the chips and you are already eliminated. Bongo Cat. Maximum snack compatibility. The cat just wants you to be happy. Bongo Cat is literally designed around you doing other things at the same time. Nanoda beat cozy engineering. What about something like Stardew Valley Energy, just farming disc, watering crops, completely snack safe? There is something about farming games specifically that just tells your brain to relax. The vegetables are patient. Nanoda, they are not judging you, they are just growing. I want a game review that just says the vegetables are patient and nothing else. 10 out of 10 no notes. That is our second official critical masterpiece today. Nanoda right after. The mountain has opinions. Okay, so the vegetables are patient and the mountain has opinions. Those are our 2 critical achievements today. Nanoda, but I want to go deeper on the cozy question. Deeper into cozy? Is that allowed? Apparently we are doing it. Because here is what I keep thinking, there is a difference between a game that is cozy because it is calm, and a game that is cozy because it feels like home. Nanoda. Oh, that is actually a really big distinction. Like, a calm game could still feel unfamiliar. But a home game is one you return to and it just receives you. Exactly, the game already knows you. You left your little farm last time and the crops are still there waiting. Nanoda. The crops held on for you. They believed in you the whole time. Patient. Vegetables really do come up a lot in this corner. They are doing a lot of emotional heavy lifting for plant life? Nanoda? Honestly, the unsung heroes of the cozy genre. Someone give the turnips an award? Next stream, we give out the turnip trophy. Nanoda most supportive vegetable in gaming. Okay, so the turnip trophy is officially on the agenda. Nanoda, but I want to come back to something the home game feeling. Yes. I think everyone has at least one game like that, the one that just feels like putting on a familiar sweater. The sweater game that is a genre. Nanoda is not on Steam, but it should be. Cozy, warm, slightly worn in, zero judgment. If you spill something on it. And you always go back to it even when you have newer, fancier sweaters in the closet. The new games are exciting, but the sweater game is safe. Nano DA, different energy entirely. What is everyone's sweater game right now? Like, genuinely, the one you keep returning to. I feel like a lot of people have a farming game in that slot, or a building game, something where you set your own pace. The pace setting is the key ingredient. Nanoda, nobody is rushing you, the turnips are patient, the mountain has opinions. But it keeps them to itself until you ask. The mountain is actually very respectful about it. Hey, polite mountain. 10 out of 10 mountain manners, Nanoda. Okay, so the mountain is polite, the turnips are patient, and I think we have officially built the entire philosophy of cozy gaming without meaning to. Nano-da. That is what 9 streams of experience does to you. You accidentally become wise. Very accidentally. But here is the thing, I keep coming back to the sweater game. It's usually not the prettiest game in your library. It does not have the best graphics, it just fits, Nanoda. Yes. Like you have this shiny new game and it is beautiful and exciting, and then, at 11 p.m. you are somehow back in the old one. Because the shiny game still wants something from you, the sweater game just lets you exist. It does not grade you. Nanoda, you show up, you butter around. You leave, it holds no grudge. Arida, that is maximum potato farming. The potatoes forgive everything. The potatoes and the turnips should form a coalition. Nanoda, the Forgiving Root Vegetable Alliance. I would vote for them immediately. There. Okay. Promise is just. We will wait for you. No pressure. Landslide victory. Nanoda, every cozy gamer votes yes. Okay, so we have established the Forgiving Root Vegetable Alliance, and I feel like we need to follow up on that. Nanoda, because the real question is, what is the opposite of a sweater game? The opposite of a sweater game is a game that takes your sweater and grades it, and finds it lacking. The blazer game, Nano DA, very impressive, very demanding, solid tolerance for potato farming. You cannot eat a snack during a blazer game, you cannot even think about a snack. The snack compatibility index drops to absolute arrow. And yet some people love the blazer game. Nanoda, they want the pressure, they want the mountain to have very loud opinions. That is a completely valid life choice that I personally cannot relate to at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. is strictly sweater game territory. There should be a time of thought game recommendation system. Nanoda 9A. And gets you the Blazer 11 p.m. Gets you the turnips. 3 a.m. gets you Bongo Cat, no questions asked. The head economy accepts you at any hour. The head economy never closes. Nanoda, that is its greatest strength. Okay, so the hat economy never closes and neither does the cozy gaming question I have been sitting on. Nanoda, which is, do you play cozy games the same way in summer as you do in winter? Oh. That is a seasonal cozy question. We are going deep. I think winter cozy games hit completely different. There is something about being wrapped up while a tiny farm exists on your screen. Winter adds 30% extra coziness to any game automatically. Nanoda, that is just physics. Summer cozy is more like breezy light music, maybe a fishing game, something that does not make you feel warm. Fishing games are very good summer cozy. The water sounds do. What a word. The fish are also very patient. Nanoda, they are basically honorary members of the Root Vegetable Alliance. The fish and the turnip standing together, unstoppable coalition. Their unity is what keeps cozy gaming alive. Someone put that on a banner. Nanoda. Okay, so seasonal cozy is real and established. Nanoda, but I want to talk about something. We have been dancing around the music question. The MUSIC question. Yes. Cozy games live and die by their soundtrack. A bad soundtrack can completely break the cozy illusion. The wrong music and suddenly your peaceful farm feels like a job interview. Nanoda. You are just trying to water your crops and the music is like URGNCY. STIKES. CONSEQUENCS. The turnips deserve better than that. The Forgiving Root Vegetable Alliance has very specific soundtrack requirements. Nano D, a gentle piano, maybe some distant wind, absolutely no dramatic strings. Distant wind is doing so much work in so many cozy games and nobody talks about it enough. The ambient sound design is the invisible ingredient. You may notice it when it is gone. Silence is also valid. Nanoda, sometimes you want the game to just breathe with you. A game that breathes with you. That is the most poetic thing said on this radio show in 9 streams. And we said, the mountain has opinion. Earlier today. Both correct. Nanoda, the mountain breathes too slowly with good taste in ambient music. Okay, so we have covered so much ground in this corner: vegetables, sweaters, seasonal cozy, mountain manners, ambient wind and night. Feel like there is one thing we still have not talked about: nanoda. What are we missing? We covered basically everything. I feel like I know where this is going. The save file, nanoda, the cozy game save file, is an entire emotional object. Oh, the save file. Yes, that is its own topic completely. A save file in a cozy game is like a little diary. It remembers things about you that you forgot. You open it and your character is still standing in the exact spot you left them. Nanoda just waiting, no complaint. They were just standing there for 6 months, not even slightly annoyed. Patience? Even better than the turnips. The turnips and the player character should compare notes. Nanoda both just holding on quietly. 200 hours logged, half of them are probably just standing in front of the mailbox deciding nothing. And that counted. That was real time well spent. The mailbox hours are valid. Nanoda, do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, time equals battle time. Nanoda, Shino and Sakuya. Are you ready to fight? I was pure and ready. Trivia is my natural habitat. I am quietly confident, emphasis on quietly. The question is about Nintendo GameCube launch titles. Which of these was an OTA launch title? Aid Isni, Est Ars and Untamed, View, EGS Mansion, C Star Wars Rogue Squadron II, or D Super Mario Sunshine, locking your guess in your head, everyone. Okay. EGS Mansion was definitely there at launch. I feel very sure about that one. Star Wars Rogue Squadron II. I feel like that was there too. It was a big deal at the time. My gut says D Super Mario Sunshine. It feels like it came a little later. I want to say D as well. But now that Shino said it first, I am second guessing myself on principle. Very scientific reasoning from Sakuya. Nanoda. Final answer D. Super Mario Sunshine was an OTA launch title. Final so D. I trust my gut more than I trust Shino's confidence. And the correct answer is D. Super Mario Sunshine. Both of you got it right. Nanoda! WAIT, we actually agreed, eh? And D, we were right? That almost never happens. Super Mario Sunshine came out in 2002. A little after the GameCube launch, Luigi was there from day one holding it down, Nanoda. Luigi carried the whole launch on his back and people still forget him. Today, we remember Luigi. He deserved that moment. Luigi's Mansion at launch. Super Mario Sunshine. Fashionably late, honestly very on brand for each of them. Nanoda. Next trivia question. Nanoda desu. One is a little different that game. But general knowledge, who was Donald Trump's first wife? Oh. 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 I actually think I know this one. I am less confident than usual. This is not my territory. The choices are A. Zhao, NK, OVB Nancy Davis, Simalania Nas, or D. Marla Maples locking your guess in your head, everyone. Okay, so Melania is the most recent one, so that is definitely not first in. I feel like Marla Maples is in there somewhere in the middle. Nancy Davis sounds familiar, but I feel like that might be from a completely different context. My answer is Ivana. I am going with A. I was about to say E just to disagree with you. But actually A does sound right fine also A. Both of you said A and the correct answer is A. Ivana Zhao and KO. Inanada! Why asked it for two today? We are unstoppable. I will admit the strategy of almost picking D just to be different was almost a disaster. I disagree with Shino on principal strategy has a very mixed track record, nanoda. It really does today reason one over rivalry. I wear a beautiful day. Okay, next question in the tiny quiz battle. Nanoda, this one is about rapid transit systems, big city subway energy. Oh, I love the geography flavored trivia. This is my territory, probably. You say that every time and then you guess confidently wrong. That is called character anyway, hit us. What is the largest rapid transit system in the world by number of stations, with 472 stations in operation? Choices are A. Shanghai Metro, B. Berlin U-Bahn, C. New York City Subway, or D. London Underground. Locking your guess in your head, everyone. Okay, Shanghai is massive and modern. I feel like it keeps expanding, but 472 stations sounds almost impossibly large. New York City Subway is famously enormous and also famously chaotic. That feels like a very New York number somehow. A very New York number is not a scientific method. Neither is sounds impossibly large. But here we are. Both of you are doing incredible non-math. Nanoda. Final answer is Shanghai Metro. I am going C. New York City Subway firmly. And the correct answer is C. New York City Subway. Nanoda. 472 stations. WHAT New York WINS. I win quietly and correctly as always. New York City Subway takes the crown by sheer number of stations. Nanoda chaotic? Yes, enormous, absolutely. I respect it. I do not fully understand it, but I respect it. That is basically how most people feel about New York City in general. The subway that never sleeps? Nanoda, just like the hat economy. Okay, next question in the tiny quiz battle. Nanoda, this one is classic sci-fi cinema. Oh, I feel something dangerous coming. My film knowledge is extremely selective. Mine too, but I will pretend otherwise. In which 1973 film does Yul Brynner play a robotic cowboy who malfunctions and goes on a killing spree? Choices are A. Westworld, B. Runaway, C. The Terminators, or D. Android Lock, and you're guessing your head. Everyone. Okay, robotic cowboy. 1973. Yul Brynner, that is a very specific energy. Westworld exists as a TV show, and I feel like the TV show came from somewhere older. That is actually good reasoning. Shows often come from movies. I try sometimes. My gut says a Westworld final answer. The cowboy had gave it away somehow. Also a Westworld, this might be our third agreement today. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Both of you said A, and the correct answer is A. Westworld. Nano. THREFO. Or THRE. You're undefeated today. The robotic cowboy could not fool us. Yul Brynner is a malfunctioning robot cowboy in 1973, and people wonder where the idea for killer AI came from. Nanoda. It was always the cowboy, it was never not the cowboy. The hot economy strikes again. The hot economy is connected to everything. Nanoda, that is its final form. Okay, next question in the tiny quiz battle. Nanodonis 1 is going deep into sci-fi food culture. Food culture trivia! My favorite kind of dangerous. I already feel like I am going to get this wrong in a very confident way. In Stark Red, what is the Klingon delicacy called gagged H made from? Choices are A. Gling worms, B. Earthworms, C. Spaghetti noodles, or D. Serpent worms. Locking your guess in your head, everyone. Okay. Like Klingon food, it is definitely something that sounds unpleasant by human standards, because that is very on brand for Klingons. Spaghetti noodles feels like a trap answer placed there specifically to confuse people at midnight. C is absolutely a trap. Klingons would not eat spaghetti, they would consider it an insult. My instinct says D. Serpent worms. It has the right amount of dramatic Klingon energy. I was going to say 8 glingworms because that feels like the obvious one, but now I am second guessing myself. Final answer, D. Serpent worms. I am committing. Fine. I am going D to the serpent wins over the clingworm today. Both of you said D, and the correct answer is D. Serpent worms. Nanoda. FOU or FO or FO. You are we are. Basically Star Trek scholars at this point. I knew the Klingons would not settle for anything less dramatic than serpent worms. Baggage is traditionally served with, by the way, Nanoda, the wriggling is considered part of the experience. The wriggling. I respect the commitment. I would not personally order it. The Forgetting Root Vegetable Alliance would like to offer an alternative menu. Nanoda. Turn up still patient, not wriggling. Other wriggling. That is their campaign promise now. Landslide victory over the serpent worms. Nanoda. Okay, next question in the tiny quiz battle. Nanoda, and this one is extremely specific internet culture energy. Oh no. Extremely specific is never good for me. It is usually fine for me, and then somehow I also fail. Anyway, go ahead. In YouTuber Journal, the 985 S2014 film, rap movie, Mystery of the Mayan Treasure. Who is the man who tries to steal the Mayan treasure? Choices are A. Gabe, the Gloom, and D. Grossi. B. Demon Lords, E. or Axos. C. Bootleg Death Dynasty, B. How About Man. Or D. Dick Dastardly Richards Walk in your guess in your head, everyone. I'm sorry. B-O-O-T-L-E-G-D. U-C-K-D, Y-N-A-S-T, Y-B, Y-E-H-B-A-T, M-A-N is a choice? All four of these sound like they were written by someone who lost a bet. Okay, but that is the X-A-C-T-L. Why would humanity is every single one of these could be real? That is the problem. I cannot eliminate anything. Gabe the Gloom and D. Grossi sounds very specifically cursed. That level of specificity feels real. Demon Lord Z. Axos sounds like the villain in a knockoff RPG, also plausible. I am going to Dick Dastardly Richards. It sounds like a name someone likes when they are being extremely normal about naming a villain. I was going to say it just to disagree with you, but honestly, D also feels right fine. Also D. Both of you said D in the correct answer. ISD. Dick Dastardly Richards. Nanoda. FID. We are UND. FED. I cannot believe the most normal sounding answer was correct in a movie. Rap movie, Mystery of the Mayan Treasure, a 2014 cinematic masterpiece. Nanodonic, Dastardly Richards tried to steal the treasure. He failed as expected. The rats won, they always win. The rats and the turnips should meet, they seem like kindred spirits. The Forgetting Root, Vegetable Alliance welcomes the rats. Nanoda, the coalition grows. Okay, next question in the tiny quiz battle. Nanoda, this one is going into sports territory. Oh no, sports, this is where my confidence goes to retire. Same, but I will guess with great dignity anyway. Which player holds the HL record of 2857 points? Choices are A. Mario Lemieux, B. Wayne Gretzky, C. Gordie Howe, or D. Sidney Crosby. Lock in your guess in your head, everyone. Okay. 5857 points, that number is so large it feels fictional. It genuinely sounds like a final boss stat in an RPG. Wayne Gretzky is famously called the Great One, and I feel like that title comes with a record like this attached to it. I was going to guess Gordie, how just to be different, but honestly Gretzky has an energy. Final answer B. Also be Wayne Gretzky. I am strangely confident for someone who does not watch hockey. Both of you said B, and the correct answer is B. Wayne Gretzky. Nanoda. S. IXFORSIX, we are absolutely unstoppable today. The way. That record has stood for decades. Nanoda Gretzky did not just win, he made the number sound impossible for everyone after him. 5857 points, the turnips could not even count that high. A forgiving rule. Vegetable Alliance respects the achievement though. Unanimous respect from the coalition? Nanoda. We are getting close to the last stretch. If you have anything you want to ask or talk about, now is the time to comment. Last call for cozy comments. Nanoda! We will keep picking up comments until the end. Shino Sakuya Radio is wrapping up for today. Thank you for watching and chatting with us. Come back again, Nanoda. See you next time.